Welcome back to the Relaxing Ghost channel here on YouTube. Today we got our top 5 favorite tag teams. This was a request from a subscriber, Kyle Seitz. Thank you very much, Kyle. Keep sending in your suggestions, guys. And if you have a suggestion, make sure you drop a comment down below. So, top 5 favorite tag teams. This was a pretty tough list to put together. I knew a few that I wanted here, but some of the tag teams, they just didn't make the list. And when you really look back, WWE has kind of missed the boat on releasing more DVDs on tag teams for whatever reason. Whether it's unappealing to the audience or whatnot, we only got a few releases on, Dudley's, Hardy's, DX. They did a Road Warriors DVD a while back, and that crappy Allied Powers tag team DVD. So here we go, my top 5 favorite tag teams. This is going to cover WCW, NWA, WWE, current day stuff, old school stuff. As always, take some time, subscribe. Let's get into this. So number 5, these guys might make the list a bit higher when I do this list, a few years from now. But as of right now, the Usos are going to be at number 5. The Usos are a tag team I've been following for the past 10 years or so now. And, they're always impressing me when I see them in the ring. Whether it was with their faces painted or their, Uso penitentiary stuff, their feuds with New Day and the Hart Dynasty. They've always, been a team I've been interested in. Whether it's their heritage or their lineage to the Samoans. They're a team that I absolutely love. I love their high flying, their hard hitting style. And that's why they're at number 5. I think they're 5 or 6 time tag champs by now. And, some of their stuff with the New Day, off the charts. And number 4, not surprisingly, that the Outsiders, Kevin Nash and Scott Hall, make a list here. 2 sweep boys. And, they changed the game when they went to WCW. I'll be honest here, Scott Hall is one of my all-time favorites. Might not be the top 5, but top 5 tag teams of all time, the Outsiders. Multi-time champs in WCW. I'm not sure if they'll make the Hall of Fame as a unit, but, I'm sure WWE is just waiting for that moment to put them in the Hall of Fame with Hogan, Hall, and Nash. But I'm not really a fan of the multi-time Hall of Famers, especially with the way they did it this year. Number 3. This is where I had a really hard time deciding, which slot to go. I think I made the right choice. I don't know if I did, though. Number 3 is going to be the 4 Horsemen of Arn Anderson and Tully Blanchard. 2 very technical wrestlers. Again, I've always been impressed with the way Arn and Tully moved around in the ring. Always had that psychology down pat. And these guys just picked a body part and worked on that body part for the whole match. And that's why they made my list. WWF Tag Champs as the Brainbusters. And multi-time NWA Tag Team Champions. They really defined an era in the 80s as the 4 Horsemen. And that's how we ended up with groups like DX and the NWO and the Shield and so on and so forth. Number 2 is going to be the Hart Foundation. Again, one of the greatest tag teams of all time. The Hart Foundation. Rest in peace to Jim Neidhart. I mean, Jim was the voice and Bret was the workhorse. I think they only won the titles twice. I may be wrong. But the Hart Foundation was a force to be reckoned with in the late 80s, early 90s. Jim Neidhart, Bret the Hitman Hart, Jimmy Hart, they're definitely going to go down in history as one of the greatest of all time. And that's why they're number 2 on my list. Number 1, my favorite tag team of all time, Edge and Christian. I definitely grew up a fan of the Attitude Era, and it shows by Edge and Christian being number 1 on my list. Sadly, you know, the Hardy Boys I wasn't a fan of till much later, and the Dudleys, I never was really a fan of them. I was a fan of Edge and Christian, the goofy, you know, sneaky heels that kind of snuck away with the titles any chance they could. And that was really the beginning of the Ultimate Opportunist in Edge and Christian. I think they won a record 7-time tag champs as a team. And, you know, when I was young, I was the only one of my friends that thought Edge and Christian would win the tag titles at WrestleMania 2000. And then they won them again at SummerSlam. And then they retained at SummerSlam. And then they won them again at WrestleMania 17. Couple honorable mentions here before we end the video. The New Age Outlaws will always be a favorite of mine. You know, again, and before they were even in DX, they were becoming a great team, feuding with guys like LOD, and then their feud with The Nation. They were just great all around, great on the mic, sneaky in the ring. They snuck out with the titles several times. Steiner Brothers. Again, I always loved the technical wrestling. The Steiners put it together, man. They were always great. And then Harlem Heat. WWE Hall of Famers, Booker T, Stevie Ray. Wouldn't be a tag team list without mentioning Harlem Heat, 10-time WCW tag champs. They never held the belts for long, but, you know, they were a team you really wanted to see mix it up. Let me know your thoughts, guys. Comment down below your 5 favorite tag teams. If you got more than 5, list them down below. As always, take some time, subscribe. We'll talk to you later. Peace.